Good afternoon. Welcome to Lisa Albanowski's Business Forum. I am here with Angela Lindemann from Contour Mortgage, and I want Angela to let you know everything that she does and what the company's about, and we're going to get going. So welcome, Angela.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm great. And as you know, I work for Signature Premier Properties, and I'm an associate broker, and we have been working together to help clients obtain, right, their new homes. And that's how we met. So
Yeah.
describe your business a little bit, Angela, and tell people how long you've been in the business as well.
Okay. So we're mortgage bankers. We have all the programs that any borrower would ever need. FHA, conventional, reverse mortgages, actually, reverse purchase mortgages. So there's nothing that we don't have. As bankers on Long Island, we have a main office in Garden City. We also have many branches, one in Sayville, Babylon, Ronkonkoma, Patchogue, Smithtown, Huntington. So we're pretty well known in the real estate community. We don't do much advertising. Most of our referrals come from real estate agents such as you. And really what I do particularly is mortgage planning. And it's very, very important, especially in this rate environment, to have a mortgage planning and rate consultation. So we'll talk a little bit more about that, but that's kind of the big picture as far as what financing homes to make people's dreams come true.
Good. And I'm going to just ask this, like, what made you choose this profession? You've been in this a long time, right?
Yeah. So I'm not supposed to say, but 20 years before I was born, I say at this point. So I wandered into a bank in 1978 in between getting my associates and my regular degree, and it ended up in the mortgage department of a bank and learned from there, continued with my degree. But from that point on, I've been in the mortgage business and I've kind of seen it all. So I did stick with it. I worked for a PMI company, but settled back into just doing the loans residential, and sometimes we refer out commercial. It really just started being in a department that did mortgages.
So you chose the profession by accident?
I would say.
Good, but you've been in it a long time, and you really are a wealth of information and knowledge for people. You mentioned a couple of the types of mortgages that you did. Can we just say maybe what Contour Mortgage, how it differentiates from a bank? You said you're a bank.
Yeah. So as a mortgage banker, we lend directly. We're not brokers. We're not a credit union that takes deposits. We're not a bank that takes deposits. And the reason I'm here, I'm in the business this long, I choose a mortgage banking organization because that's all we do. And with our real estate partners and our borrowers, we need to just do one thing. We're not looking for somebody's bank account. So in that being said, when we do a pre-approval, we have a lot of different, we have many more programs and also a lot of different rate options and ways to look at how we can fit you into the right product. So as a mortgage banker, there's just things that we focus on that, and we're not looking for anything else really.
So you said something that spurs my interest, and that's why I love to work with you. You talked about mortgage planning. Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Yeah, that's my favorite topic at this point. I actually changed my wording and speaking in front of real estate agents, even at the meetings, that we use the word pre-approval. And yes, the seller wants a pre-approval, the agent wants a pre-approval, but the buyer needs the pre-approval. But they've gotten away from, they just walk into a bank, some of them, get a quick pre-approval, go online, get a quick one, and that's not a consultation. And they come to me not knowing anything. I've had people get accepted offers, come in, they don't even know their payment, their closing costs, they don't know about the timing, which is the most important part of this transaction is, when are you closing? When can the seller move? What if you're selling a house and buying a house? All of those things, that's where we come in, and we have to plan what's going to happen during the process. But before you get there, we need to plan about your income, your credit, your assets. Are you getting a gift? Are you getting a co-borrower? So many people come in and just went and got, I just need a pre-qual, I need a pre-approval just to get a house. That's not the way it works. It really, they need to have looked at the process so that they It's the largest financial investment in their life. Very, very important to do the mortgage planning and after, because a mortgage can create wealth. The way you take the loan, a 30-year, an ARM, those things that we talk about, how much you take, how much you don't take, all matters in your life for your family moving forward financially.
So really, you give someone a financial mortgage consultant as a consultant, the planning means you're consulting with them, you're going over all of their credit history, their lifestyle, if you will, right? And really taking a deep dive into who they are and helping them select the best kind of mortgage product available, right?
Yes, and we stay with them. So I became a certified mortgage planner, and what that does is later on in life, just like you, as they move forward, are we going to refinance? Are we going to take cash out? Are we going to do a renovation loan? So it's a process. Do loans for the same people many times. Rates now are high. When rates go down, are we going to refi? If you're selling a home and you didn't sell it and bought your home first, what about recasting later? What do you do to get that money to lower that payment? So the planning part is key, really is key.
Can you share with me, and I don't know if you can, maybe one of the most memorable client experiences you've had?
Yeah, that's a great question. Truthfully, COVID was very interesting. And I'd have to say, with all the years in business, of course, I've helped single moms, single dads, people adopting, through 9/11, even look at their life again and get back on their feet, some people. But COVID was a surprise, because the first few people that I was surprised we were going to write were nurses that were on the front line, and they didn't give up, because that was a difficult time. Rates were low. So during that time, the first responders seemed to want to look at something happy. So they were out looking at houses. The other biggest thing that people don't know, it's not that people were leaving Long Island. It's that the young couples that were getting married got their venue money back for their wedding. And I did so many mortgages for people, and 5% down, at least I was surprised we got them through, to buy a home and get married in the backyard. So I would say this COVID since 2020, right? These last 2.5 years were so many young people, they got married in their yard, bought their home. They said, what's the next thing? If I can't get married in my venue, I'll take the money, I'll put it down on a house, I get a better rate, the rates were low. And I would say that was very, very impactful time with those clients. And some of them cry when you tell them they're approved, so.
Interesting. So COVID really did some changing for the way young married couples were able to get married, because they had the money from their venue returned, and they were able to put more of a down payment down, and then have the best of both worlds, have a house and a wedding in their yard.
Yeah, because they never planned on getting a house. They were getting married, but smart move, right?
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the COVID, did a lot of terrible things to a lot of people, and it impacted a lot of us, but there are also some great stories that came out of it, right?
Yes.
And I'm glad you could be a part of it, right? Myself
Absolutely.
as well, right? What do you think is new or exciting, or something that is happening at Contour that we should know about?
So, our industry is changing. I'm happy to see that even our industry is the same. Real estate might be getting back to a little bit more normal. I don't think it's here yet. What we're doing is a lot of things like this. So we have a studio, a lot of videos, that type of marketing, but really we're always on the cutting edge to help the borrowers with first-time home buyer programs. I mentioned reverse purchases. A lot of people don't know about those.
And what is that, Angela?
So what is a reverse purchase? So typically, when you're in a home and you don't have a mortgage anymore and you've been there a while, sometimes you think of getting a reverse refinance where you can get that cash and live off of it. A very nice feature is you can actually downsize from that home as long as you're 62 and older, and put about 50% down and have a reverse purchase. And it works very nicely for people over 62. And the key with the reverse, you can pay the mortgage. You don't have to not pay that payment. But if you don't want to, it's going to make your retirement easier. It obviously eats into your equity. However, you and I both know with the appreciation factor, there might not be any equity loss just because you didn't pay that mortgage. So that's a very, very interesting product that I think people now, as they're sitting on their homes and maybe don't have enough money and would like to downsize, enough money to live, they could either pull it right now or purchase.
So using the equity in their home to plan for retirement, it's another planning tool, if you will. Yep, planning. That's what you said. Yep.
Exactly, yes.
And the only reason I point that out is because, as you know, I work with a lot of seniors, and for me, that's a great option. It's not for everyone, as you say, right? But it's something that is a tool in the box to help them when they're considering either downsizing or refinancing. It's just another way for them to look at what they want to do toward retirement. And what I love about Contour is that you offer all of these tools. They don't have to go to another institution for them, right?
That's correct. We do have it. I don't think there's a product we don't have. We have everything.
So what's the best way for a customer to contact you? Do they call Contour? Do they call you directly?
Directly, like you, it's almost like we're self-employed at some point. So my cell phone is 631-433-9304. And call, text, that's really the best way. And what we do is we set up an appointment to go over, a phone appointment many times, just to go over the documents you would need so that we can do a planning consultation and look at all the situations that, that the borrower is looking for, whether it's that get a second home or buy their first home, all of those things.
So nobody really has to make an appointment with you to go to your office or go to a real estate office where you would meet them. You can do this. You do this over the phone. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that's excellent. I started that years ago when I took a mortgage application. I wanted to meet someone and they said, oh, so-and-so said we can do it over the phone. So there's so many people that want to do that, but of course, meeting in person, the people that want to absolutely have many offices all over Long Island, and we are licensed everywhere in the United States, basically. So as far as meeting though, we can meet anywhere, in person or Zoom or definitely a phone appointment.
Okay, that's good to know. So they don't have to go to Garden City. They're licensed all over in many states, not only New York, but out of the New York area. As a company, you're licensed to do mortgages, right, and give mortgages. So that means that if somebody's moving south, selling their home here, they can certainly get a mortgage through Contour. If they're getting a second home, right? You do second home mortgages.
Yes. And like I said, we have Sayville, Babylon, Ronkonkoma, these are all Contour mortgage offices that we have locally. We're kind of popping up everywhere in the communities.
Wonderful. So again, Angela Lindemann from Contour Mortgage. You can reach her at
631-433-9304. Angela
Lindemann. Thank you so much. Is there anything else, Angela, that I didn't touch on that you feel is important for anyone looking at this to know?
Yeah, and there is just one thing, rates. Everybody's concerned, right? So what we have found in the last month or so, a couple of months, that there's something called buying down your interest rate where you can pay points. We have found that gives you a bigger bang for your buck than putting money down. So if you put $10,000 more down on a home, that's $60 a month savings. You can use the same money. I actually did a calculation this morning of 5,000 in points and save you $200. So part of the consultation is discussing this rate planning, and with the way the buy downs are working, it used to be you paid a point for a quarter. Now you're getting almost 5/8. So again, some people are not talking about if you're just walking in and getting some quick pre-approval and not having a consultation. And not everybody is looking at this, but we really look at what are the changes and how can we've closed people in the 4s while rates were 6.
The 4% interest rate.
For 4 7/8, 4 5/8. When rates are in the 6s, because we use your money when we plan, noticing there was a spread. The spread is bigger right now. Whether the government's trying to get some more interest up front, it's not like there's a problem with that. You're buying it down, you're going to save over the term, and you're going to use the same money you would have put down, but get a better rate. So I would say that's something people are not talking about enough, and we're doing that to help people qualify as well.
Again, part of the planning
Yes,
consultation is very
planning.
important. Right. So again, Angela Lindemann, Contour Mortgage, and people can reach you through your cell phone. Please repeat it one more
Yes.
time.
631-433-9304.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to bring you here today. Again, Lisa Albanowski. I'm an associate broker with Signature Premier Properties. I too love planning. I can help you with Angela in the planning stages of either downsizing or your first time home purchase. Looking forward to my next interview. Stay tuned. Angela, thanks. Have a great rest of the day. Bye now.